Wow, Mike Bowman's going to try to punch his way back in again. Jackson goes 5.73.3 at 250, and Mike Bowman goes 5.89 and doesn't qualify because the bump is 5.82. And Mike Bowman has no parachute, and Mike Bowman's heading in the sand, and Mike Bowman is into the net at a very high rate of speed.
This car, this driver, they know how to win. .901, that's the best time slip. The first round of the Traxxas Nitro Shootout for funny cars. No parachute, though, for Ron Capps. Is this car going into the sit can? Yes, it is, and all the way to the net. And over on its top. So now the concern, how's Ron Capps in that car? Can we get him out quickly? The NHRA Safety Safari is already quick on the scene at the top end. Ron Tobler doesn't even want to look at the replays. Tony, parachutes came out late. You've been in those situations before. What was Ron Capps feeling at that moment when the chutes weren't hitting?
Well, you got to almost think that there was some kind of brake failure. The parachutes can get tangled up, but this was all horsepower. The Napa car just pulls away from John Force. It didn't appear that anything was wrong, but parachutes should have been out at this point. When that car starts bouncing, he's already on the brake.
Capps does his best to kind of slide the car to see if he can get that gravel to grab it, but it did, and it ended up spilling it over on its top.
Yeah, that was odd. Normally when a driver is heavy on the brake, the car will start bouncing, so I'm going to point the finger at brakes. The parachutes did come out.
He's out of the car. He's out of the car.
Ron's out of the car. Ron's out of the car.
I missed that. I was talking about Eric earlier.
Eric Latino gets off the throttle quickly after about the 3:30 mark. 5.87 there for Mark Caruso. Mark, without a parachute here at Bristol, going up the hill, and he's going quick, and he's going in the sand, and he's going in the net hard.
Oh,
wow. Mark Caruso, no parachute. You could see the car accelerating very quickly, even though it went uphill. Goes into the net at the top end of the racetrack. Our safety trucks and safety folks will roll, and hopefully we'll get some news from the top end as soon as possible. We'll give you that report.
you know, Lewis, we had that situation earlier this year in Atlanta with Chad's car, and you just hope everything's good. These cars have the ultimate in safety equipment in them. This is the ultimate.
So right now the crew going to the top end of the racetrack.
Oh, Cup Bluey. Gary Dencham goes 4:05, and he doesn't have a parachute out. Gary Dencham is going hot into the sand. Oh, and into the catch net at the top end of the racetrack. Jim Campbell blows up about 300 feet. Gary Dencham runs a nice 4:05 at 307.3 miles an hour, and then has no parachute and takes the car all the way into the catch net here at the end of Auto Club Raceway Pomona. Word from the top end of the racetrack, Gary Dencham is A-OK, and that is absolutely the best news that we could hear from down at the
Good lead for Bobby Martin. Good finish for Bobby Martin. 564, 253 in the Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania native. He's got troubles at the top end. The chute's not coming out. Going to the next round, that much we know. How much damage is he going to have to fix? That's the next question.
We want to show you a little bit earlier the Get Screened America Pro Mod Series. Chip King, right side of your screen there. A great looking Daytona. It was fast. Maybe a little too much. No chutes. No chutes. That's the bad call because there's still no chutes. Next up will be the beach.
That
big old wing didn't slow him down enough, did it, Paul?
No, but it must have put the back end down nicely like it's supposed to. You'll see that full series coverage next week.
Finish line stripe 6.5, 2.9, 2:11.46. Bo Butner goes to the number 5 spot. And Aaron gets a little bit better. No parachutes out on Aaron Strong's car. Look at him smoking the front tires. Oh, and that brand new beautiful Camaro is going on the beach.
Really did, and a lot of credit to NHRA and to the Knapp family for all of that.
Alexis DeJory on the left lane, Freddie Tigas on the right. The final pair, round number 2, alcohol funny car.
Let's see if she can go 5:54 like everybody else in this round.
Oh, 5:55, darn close. Pop goes boom. Look out. Here we go again. Oh. Very scary moment. Hold on tight. Quickest, the fastest pass of Alexis' career. Through both catch nets. Safety Safari on scene. Crew very much concerned.
Yeah, she was going at a brisk pace down there through those. We saw the chutes just pull off the back of the race car, and it's unbelievable that 2 cars in a row could have problems down there at the end of the racetrack. And she went further into that and through the nets than Marty did on the run before her.
Hey, we can let our breaths out. Look who's they're pulling out of the top of that car. Alexis is out of the car. That's the good news.
Yep, there she is.
Standing up. You think Marty was upset. She's even more upset.
Walking away. Isn't that amazing that that car can go through there? And again, you touched on the Scott Coletta tragedy last year, what it did there for Marty Nostine. Even more severe here. The crowd already knows that she is out of the car, talking to the medics down there. Frustrated, obviously, because she hurt the car. She ran her best number ever, won the round. And watch this again. The parachute just pull right off the back of this race car when she deploys them. There they are full, and right now, I mean, they just pulled right off the back. You hardly ever see that happen. And she is trying to get this thing stopped down there, and again going into the sand and that gravel. I do believe at a higher rate of speed than Marty was, trying to scrub the speed to see the tires smoking behind her. She's going to hit that first one and go right through it and right into the second net.
Unbelievable. Thought possibly heard a little pop down there. Don't know if she was sliding her own oil. Look at that.
And to get out of that race car apparently unscathed. She was walking out of it under her own power, talking to the safety folks, and watch the parachutes. They deploy and then just pull right off the back of that race car. So the initial thing here, she was a little bit better off than what Marty was, because the chutes come out and blossom and then almost immediately just pull off the back of the race car. And again, like Marty, she has not had a lot of runs down the racetrack, so this again uncharted territory for her.
Let's take a listen to this. She definitely was going faster than Marty there. Let's check in down at the far end where Lauren is caught up with Alexis. We're all very relieved, Lauren.
No, you're okay, but what was going through your mind when you saw yourself just careening towards the sand trap?
I'm not going to stop. So I just braced myself. I mean, you know, what can I do?
I saw your reaction when you just saw your car.
Well, you're just along for the ride. I mean, I've been in the sand before, but hell, I've never crashed before. Sorry about my language.
Was it just a functioning of the chutes, or did the car blow, or?
No. I mean, it just wasn't stopping. You know, I pulled my chutes, had that brake. I mean, I was holding on that brake tight, man, and just here it comes, fast as hell.
Task is not going to make it. Tommy is. 3.921, no parachute on the Make-A-Wish Dodge. He is covering ground in a hurry down there. Still no parachute on the Make-A-Wish Dodge. Look at Tommy trying to get that thing woed down, and he puts it in the kitty litter.
And as Annie Whiteley at this point pulls the chutes, you can see them, they got tangled up and did not blossom. She starts to work the brake pedal. That's when you start to see the car bounce around a little bit. Because these cars have no suspension, those rear tires begin to unload and load as you pull the brake pedal, and it takes a very steady hand to do what she's doing here, which is doing a nice job of scrubbing off speed. Unfortunately now, still covering a lot of distance, she goes into what is probably the longest sand trap on the NHRA Mellow Yellow Drag Racing Series Tour, and that is a very good thing in this case because she went in there at a high rate of speed. You can look at the distance she's covering still, as every time that car is moving 5 feet, the P